Indian men's hockey team set for European leg of FIH Hockey Pro League with revamped coaching staff. Coach Craig Fulton aims for AsianGames success and Paris Olympics qualification. Indian men's hockey team had a tough Hockey World Cup at home, finishing in 9th place, which eventually resulted in the departure of former coach Graham Reid. Craig Fulton earns recognition for guiding Irish men's team to Rio Olympics 2016 as head coach from 2014 to 2018. Drawing from over 25 years of coaching expertise, tactical mastermind Craig Fulton emphasizes strong defensive strategies.
I'm well aware of that, and also I've been in conversation with HockeyIndia to try and secure the services of a specialist in that field. I'm not yet allowed to confirm either way yet because it's still in negotiations, but we are looking to fulfill that space. In Belgium, it's slightly different. There isn't a mental skills coach per se. It's more of a personality testing that they do. It's called with colors and personalities and colors, and then you're just linking your player with the personality, and then people are aware of what type of personality that is. So this is a priority for us, definitely, and we busy in the last phases of working out some kind of agreement to make that happen. Yes. I think the bottom line is that we have a boost of confidence coming off the back of Rukla. So the group did well. They found a little bit of their identity. Some tactics changed, and whatever happened in the World Cup, man, I can't comment. I wasn't there in terms of within the inner grouping, and what Graham and everyone else did. Man, hats off to them to bring Indian hockey up into the rankings to get a bronze medal, and it was a really, really good platform. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the World Cup for whatever reason, but since then they've had a boost of confidence with Rukla. A new coach has come in, a new staff. There is obviously a twilight period there where you need to get your staff just to work together, to understand how each other works, and then what I want from everyone, and then also what I want from the group and the playing style. But at least we're not starting from a very, very low base. The confidence is there. The guys are playing well. They fit. And we're now focusing on the way I want to play. And I think they're enjoying it. So the last 2 weeks of hockey, it's definitely becoming a more visual thing, what we're trying to do. And the second part of that, the priority is to qualify for Paris by winning the AsianGames. So that is our number one priority, by using this tournament being the Pro League, the tournament after being the Four Nation in Spain, and then the Asian Champions Trophy, to really set us up to be as strong and as connected as possible, to put ourselves in a good position to try and qualify straight away for Paris. Yes, from the outside looking in over the last few years, India's an exciting team. It's filled with talent and flair, and I think the one thing that struck me was India is very difficult to play in Asia, and specifically in India. I think the challenge from the outside is how successful can India be outside of India, in a consistent performance way. So the last two big tournaments in terms of the World Cup in 2018, then the Olympics, played well at home. Obviously, the Olympics played well outside of India, and then back at home again, there was a bit of a hiccup on the World Cup. But now all the tournaments and the big tournaments are outside of India now for the next foreseeable 2-year cycles to 4-year cycles. So from the next Olympics to the next World Cup, most of those are going to be outside, and they obviously are outside of India. So I always thought that they were more dangerous at home than they were away. But now we'll have to really challenge that notion and see if it rings true. But the objective is to try and be very, very consistent away from home. So obviously, with not having the Indian support and the playing conditions and the weather and everything, maybe it could be something that we need to focus more on to get better consistency by playing away from home. But remember, we're also taking 24. So it's my first kind of, I only have 2.5 weeks with the team. So we're taking extra players. So we name 22 for the first 4 games, and then we name another 22 for the second 4 games. So we'll move the squad around by 2 players. 2 players won't play the first round, but then they can play the second round. And at the end of the day, I just need to see a lot more players, because we needing to select closer and closer to July for the Asian Games. So I want to see these guys in action, and no better way of seeing them play against Belgium, Holland, Argentina, and GB. Yes, I think that's exactly. And also the European opposition is also, because I think six of the top 8 of the world rankings are out of Europe. So a lot of the top teams are coming out of Europe consistently. So we'd like to play against all of them. So yes, that would be in the planner for sure, to try and get that kind of opposition, and also outside of India.
Major.
For sure. I mean, like you always on the lookout for young talents, and that's always an important thing. Whether or not they're ready to play right now is not necessarily the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge is to find it, and then how you bring it in, as you say, is a balancing act. But there are 3 tournaments that we will play. So we play Pro League now. There's 1 or 2 youngsters coming with us, like Sanjay, who hasn't got a cap. There's a couple of others that have got a few caps. Rahil's only got, I think, 4 caps on that. He's coming with. So at the end of the day, you're looking at 3 tournaments to try and move the youth into a team with experience. And then off the back of that, select your strongest team to go and qualify for the Asian Games. It's a good question. I think personality-wise, I like to defend to win. So I'd like to have our defensive structures in place, because that's the first step of attacking. So if we're trying to play a counter-attacking style, it doesn't help if you can't defend. So you would never win the ball back to counter-attack. So at the same time, what happens if you 2-0 down? You can't sit in your own half, and you have to make the game then. So you're going to have to high press. You're going to have to put the opposition under pressure. So we're going to need to do both. I'm a very forward attacking coach. I like to score goals, but I also like to do it off a very solid defensive base.